get drunk.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the second podcast on Loki Slay's channel. Obviously, we are live streaming this as well as recording. So obviously, don't hate. Obviously, we got our guest who's typing away. Once he's finished, we'll then go on with the podcast. So quickly wait for that. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, let's quickly just get up that. Put that to the side. Right. So. My name's Loki. I'm going to be the host for the podcast. My guest is TheCrackFox 18. Obviously, he is an ex-team team member. He's also family. He's also my cousin. So, obviously, if you want to introduce yourself to the stream.
Hi guys, I'm CrackFox 18. People just call me Fox. I'm a streamer over at Twitch TV, and I'm basically a variety streamer of play all sorts of different games, and primarily on PC.
Cool. So obviously, a lot of people, obviously, a lot of podcasts that I do watch. Obviously, we like to ask questions about the guest. Obviously, currently, you choose Twitch TV over any other gaming streaming platform. Any particular reason why you choose that platform?
Well, Twitch is what I started off at. I started streaming from the PlayStation 4 when, of course, when that came out. And at the time, you could only really stream to Twitch. Well, you could also stream for it to Ustream as well, but Ustream is just so shit.
Pretty much.
And so Twitch was like the only other option. So I decided to start streaming from there, and it's kind of where I built my audience, built all my people and my community. So
with regards to obviously followers, like how many followers are you sitting currently at the moment?
Currently 560 with with over 9,000 channel views itself.
I presume that was you hosting.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you for the host. So obviously, there's a difference between for example, I'm a console player and obviously he's a PC gamer. There's a very big difference. Not a lot of people that are outside the tent of the gaming world kind of won't know the difference between PC gaming and console gaming. There is a very big difference in between the two. Obviously, PC gaming takes a lot of skill because you're using a keyboard and a mouse, a lot of skill. And console, you just pick up a controller and off you go, so it is a lot easier to learn. Obviously, I've always been a console gamer, but we're not here to listen to me. We're not here to ask questions about me. We're here to talk to the guest. So, with regards to, before we go any further, obviously, you've been on Twitch, you do YouTube, obviously you've got a YouTube channel. I mean, what kind of content will we be seeing in the future from yourself? And what stuff can we expect from that channel?
Well, in regards to Twitch itself, it'll mainly be trying to get back to streaming at least 8 hours a day, sometimes even more, depending on what games I'm playing and stuff like that. But I am looking to go back into YouTube, which I was originally used on before I actually did Twitch. Well, I would do Twitch, but I would do YouTube videos on like a daily basis. But then it got to the point where I was just streaming all the time, which was a lot easier for me, rather than recording videos and editing them and then uploading them and such and such. But I'm planning on going back to YouTube to do a couple of vids a week, like maybe 2. I'm actually working on a project with somebody at the moment. My friend Sam, me and him are planning on actually opening up a YouTube channel for me and him together, playing games. That's like a cooperative thing, just a bit of fun. And that'll be like starting off with like 1 video a week and stuff like that, which is fine for me, for my schedule, fine for his schedule. So
that's good, yeah. So obviously you've kind of found a diverse of a channel. So basically, you've got your own channel. You're then going to have a second channel, which is obviously with your friend Sam, which I have met. I mean, the guy's an absolute legend. He's an absolute G. Probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He wouldn't harm a fly. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. With regards to obviously games, can you give us a bit of an insight of what games you're going to be streaming? Recording?
Well, it all depends really on what takes our fancy. I really want to sit us down, because I've done live streams with Sam before, and we've played like Outlast and stuff like that, and horror games, for like hours at night. And Sam is so funny when he's in front of the camera, and he gets so scared of the games because it's just so funny to see his reactions. So I really want to get him in front of the new Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which I played a little bit of before I actually haven't got back to it yet. I am planning on going to playing it again within the next couple of weeks. But when I played it, it is a very freaky game. It's not so much scary as like Outlast is. It's more gruesome. Like,
all right, yeah.
There is I actually clipped something on my channel of me just going and saying to this guy that was trying to kill me, fuck off, you fucking psychopath, just going mental on the stream. But
I think that's a good thing to do though, because that masks, like, by acting that way, it masks you not being scared. But in the real terms, you're actually shitting yourself. I mean, like,
and that was like a really late live stream as well. I mean, I bought the game earlier on that morning, but I didn't get a chance to download it, so because I had to go out. But I got back at home like really late at night that night, so I came home, I sat down, I thought, okay, I want to play this game, but I want to stream it. So I started streaming it. Unfortunately, I couldn't go past 2 hours because I was having real problems because my graphics card just wasn't up to streaming it. Wasn't up to playing the game at the time. I've since upgraded, so hopefully it works better when I stream next.
Well, let's hope so. So obviously, we've obviously got to know you. Obviously, we now know a little bit about you. I know a lot about you anyway. I've known you since you was a baby, sadly. So basically, now that I've got a PC gamer that I know he's a PC gamer, he spent a lot of money on his computer, I know what his computer can do. It's always good now to have that knowledge for someone to be in this podcast. I'm going to now ask you a load of questions about PC gaming. So, tell me, with regards to PC gaming, obviously, with regards to console, it's very different. Obviously, you pick up a controller, you play. Obviously, when you want a PC game, there's obviously a lot of aspects you've got to take into consideration with regards to the machine, the CPU, the graphics card, everything. Obviously, dive into it. Obviously, I only know a fraction of it. Obviously, I know that like if you have a really good graphics card and a really good CPU, you could have a good computer. But obviously, that's really basic. All I know. With regards to PC gaming, why does PC gaming jump out at you, and why do you consider it more enjoyable than consoles?
Well, I got into PC gaming about a year, nearly 2 years, actually nearly 2 years ago now, and I always wanted to get into it from my friend Cameron. My friend Cameron, who I went to school with, he was always talking about PC gaming. Constantly talking about how you could get better graphics, you got a lot more customization with the games, with mods and such, and I really wanted to get into it, but I could never afford to do it. Of course, I left school, I started working, and eventually I got enough money to buy myself a PC. So I went, okay, I'm gonna buy myself a PC, see what PC gaming is all about. And ever since then, I kind of just fell in love with it, and I've just continually been just constantly playing on PC. I do play console games every now and again. I recently went back to my Xbox One where I played a little bit of the Ultimate Edition of Gears of War, and also Red Dead Redemption I've been playing as well.
Is this the new Gears of War 4?
No, this is the Ultimate Edition of the first one. If I'm going to buy the new Gears of War, I'll probably just buy it on PC.
Yeah. Obviously, because the good thing about, obviously, with Xbox have really thought about this. They've now cross-platform stuff. So, for example, there's a game called Forza Horizon 3, which I really want to get, and they've cross-genned it to PC, which is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant idea. So it makes so I haven't got to go out and buy an Xbox One. I haven't got to spend that money. I've just got to spend 50 quid on the game, play it on PC, and it's diverse. It really does help it helps the PC world grow.
Microsoft themselves are trying to get into the PC market. They have been in the PC market for a while with their but no one really liked it in the PC gaming world with games for Windows Live, which quite frankly the original version of it just completely fucked up so many things, and it was a mess. It was a total mess. It wouldn't load properly, or it would just ruin games. You couldn't save a game unless you were logged into Games Windows Live.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I remember the struggle though. I remember the struggle of having that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're in, it seems okay, but it's still like frustrating when you've got like Steam, which
yeah. So, with regards to obviously, you know a lot more about computers than I. Well, I say that I'm an A-level IT technician, so I should know a little bit more. But when it comes to when I bought my PC, obviously I was looking at reliability. I was looking at a PC that I want to just do streaming and recording off. So when I bought the computer that I've got, so it's a Lenovo, right? So the Lenovo isn't a bad brand at all. Obviously, it's got a GTX 960 in it, so obviously that's an Nvidia one. Nvidia, one of the best one of the best, if not the best market for a graphics card. But when you want to stream and you want to stream good quality, you need to have a good graphics card. So obviously, tell us a bit more about your computer. I've seen it, and I love the case. I think the LEDs look absolutely insane. Go through what your PC setup is.
Basically, I went on Amazon and I decided I wanted a turnkey solution because I wanted to start streaming properly and playing PC gaming, doing PC gaming and stuff like that. Yeah. So I went with a company called Vibox, which the original build for this PC was, I'm actually looking at it right now, it's because it's like right on my desk next. The original build was a GTX 960. It was actually a gigabyte. It was made by a company called Gigabyte. It was a third party. Yeah, it was a third party developer, but it was an Nvidia one in either way. GeForce GTX 960. The CPU is still actually an AMD FX 6300, which I'm looking to change because I'm having so many issues with it. The motherboard is an ASRock. I can't remember the full name of that one. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 1 terabyte hard drive.
Nice.
I've just recently changed out my graphics card though for a GeForce GTX 1060, which I've got to say is it's the budget type. It's actually I bought the Founders Edition. It cost me about $275.
That isn't bad. That's quite a good price considering that's like two under the 1080. So
yeah, and it is meant to be. It's like cutting high. You have to check the specs out properly online for it, but it's a decent card. And as soon as I get my CPU sorted, I'm expecting to be able to pull out a lot better results.
So basically, sorry, no, you obviously continue when I finish. When you buy a PC game, or when you PC game, a lot of the time you can play games on really good settings off stream, but when you go on stream, you've got to think that your PC is doing something else, and you've got to try and stream with you trying to put it on settings. Now, obviously, there's always a big debate on PC. Obviously, if you want a PC game, you don't buy a Mac. You do not buy a Mac. It doesn't happen. You buy a Mac and you try and game on that, then your head needs to be taken off your shoulders.
Steam is available on Mac, and I know people that I actually have viewers that come into my channel that have actually played games like Counter-Strike on Mac. And the problem is with Mac is they don't have they don't like third party.
No. Of course
something to do with Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs and his narcissistic personality, which would not allow him, which was
not a bad thing though, because he had one goal in mind, was everyone to have a computer in there, and he wanted that for himself, and he wanted to have his brand and his brand only, which was a fantastic insight. Nothing wrong with that. But when it come to that, you wanted third-party things, you couldn't get it on Apple, so you had no choice but to go to another
PC.
Computer.
And most of the time you can build a decent gaming a half decent gaming PC for about £500 nowadays. You can get a lot of people say, and I hear this thing so many times, and I'm going to point this towards the console gamers over here because it's mainly who I hear it from. And it's always saying PC gaming is dead. And I'm going to say, no, it's not. It's actually a lot more alive at the moment than it was about 3 years ago. Yeah, mainly 100%. Because it's becoming a lot easier for people to get into it. Yeah. People are realizing that they don't have to pay sums of money per year or per month to get online. Yeah. You don't have to pay anything with Steam or anything. You get in, you sign up for Steam. It's free to sign up. You buy a game you want to buy, it's an online function, you're ready to go. Just go. You play. You don't have to mess around with this PlayStation Network and this Xbox Live stuff, which I get realize that the argument in that is you're paying for the security of that, like you would on a PC where you pay for security software on your PC. Yeah. Well, you get stuff for free on that one as well, but it's just a lot of people say that PC gaming is like a dead thing when it's not. You can get into if you spend the money on a decent PC, you're gonna get a good experience.
Right. Okay. So this is now. Obviously, this is not going to turn into a debate,
Yeah,
no,
I don't want to start. I don't want to start. I don't want to bring the PC Master Race out here.
I've got a PC. I game on my PC. I've got Counter Strike. I've got Fallout 4. I've got Call of Duty 4. I play PC gaming, so I'm on the fence. I can't choose. If I had to choose one, it would be console, and I'll tell you for the reason why. It's because I've always played consoles. I competed in Call of Duty at a professional level for years, and it was always on console. Obviously, a lot of the time that I think consoles. I'm gonna sound really stupid, but consoles are easier to obtain, and they can work out cheaper. Because you got to think. For example, I think a PlayStation 4 now, like an old style PlayStation 4, you can pick up for about £250 now, something like that. Then you've got to buy online. So if you want online for a year, it's $39.99. So you've already spent under £300. But then you've got to buy a game. But a lot of the games you can buy second hand, and you haven't got to buy them brand new. They range from 15 to up to £50. But granted, you haven't got to pay for online on PC, and I'm not ever going to dispute that PC gaming is worse than console because, quite frankly, they're on level pegging. But we're
basically with PC gaming. Sorry to interrupt, but I find with PC gaming we have the one problem, and that's poor PC ports.
Yeah.
Where a company like, for example, the fiasco with Batman Arkham Knight, the PC port for that was, when it on release, horrendous. Yeah. People were running it on Titans, and they were getting massive frame rate drops, being capped at 30 frames per second. Yeah. And or game crashes constantly.
Yeah.
And that's down to the company. It's the same with Call of Duty. This is what I'm finding with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That Call of Duty are so focused on their console market that they don't really give the PC community anything decent. There have been decent. Yeah. There have been decent ones, but recently, no. I
can tell you for why. Obviously, I may be wrong. I might not be right. Basically, the reason why PC gamers don't get the luxury of having Call of Duty straight away, or the privileges of having them quite good.
We get them straight away. It's just it's dead on arrival normally. Yeah. This is the latest one. The latest one on PC, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah.
I haven't played Infinite Warfare yet because I got it before I got my new graphics card. But I have played. I ranked up around about 11 levels on Modern Warfare Remastered, and I'm having quite fun with that game. But the thing is, I've noticed that the player base of it is around 33. The other day, went as low as 35% of people were playing Team Deathmatch. Yeah. The rest were like 5%, 10%. They're from day one. This was apparently from day one, and it's because what they decided to do is they made two versions of the game. They made one for Steam, you buy on Steam, and then they made one for games for Windows Live, which you bought in the shops on disc or on the Games for Windows Live network. Yeah. And those two multiplayers, right? Not cross-compatible. They will be completely different. They were split. They were basically divided. Yeah, two different player bases, essentially. Wow. They was dividing an already divided player base and making that worse. Yeah. Sometimes it is so annoying how the companies that make all the Call of Duty games just don't seem to give a crap about PC gaming. And I reckon if PC gaming, if they had given a crap about it a little bit more, they might have been able to win people over. But now on PC, it's dead. The only decent ones I've been able to play on PC is World at War because of the servers. Yeah. None of this peer-to-peer crap. And Modern Warfare and COD 4 Modern Warfare, the original one, because they were open servers. People could open servers and mod them, and trust me, I've had a lot of fun on those two.
Oh yeah, as well, yeah. So okay, that's actually quite an insight. I didn't know about that thing with Windows Live and Steam, but I want to tell you for why it may be like that, where it's not a fact that them not caring for PC gaming. It's just that they don't make enough money off it. They would rather, I mean, they sell more games on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One of the games than they would on PC, and that's normal. You know, there's probably more there's more console gamers than PC gamers in the world. That, I mean, I don't know whether about that now. I mean, the technology that computers can do now, there's probably about level pegging, but they still make more money off of being, you know, of console gamers, because you got to think, you know, Call of Duty. I mean, I've been playing for years, about 10 to 12 years, and I've always played it on console, and that's where the professional players will be. You know, they make money off that. So Sony buy the rights to Call of Duty. This is the second year in a row that they've bought the rights to it, and it's going to be a third year in a row, because obviously the new Call of Duty is then been... Sony makes so much money, they can afford to take the leap off of Xbox and go, look, right, we're buying the rights to this game. You know, our console gamers are going to get the DLC first.
Yeah, a lot of people think that's why the PC port got so screwed this year, because Microsoft basically threw the tantrum about their not getting the rights to do the exclusive content stuff with Call of Duty. So what they did was they basically said, right, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to make our own exclusive right to the PC version of Call of Duty. Face palms all round.
Face palms all round. Now, that's, I mean, obviously, with regards to Xbox, I think all the way through Call of Duty is until Black Ops 3. Xbox have always had the rights to Call of Duty, but when they released the PS4, which sold more than the Xbox One, they have.
I think that's why they went with it.
I mean, Xbox have been outselling Sony for years, but when they dropped the PS4, you know, it was a better system. The system was nice and smooth. You know, PlayStation Network was reliable. They put their money and go, do you know what? We're going to buy the rights to Call of Duty this year, and that's why PlayStation players get the maps 30 days early. You know, and I think, to be honest with you, I don't agree with that rubbish. I think that's absolutely ridiculous, because you're favouring someone. Why can't you just split the rights 50-50, both get the DLCs at the same time, because then it's fair. You can then there is no rivalry, you know, because there's always been a rivalry between Xbox and PlayStation. It's still going on to this day. Now PC gaming's coming saying, look, we're the top dogs. It's now a freeway. Oh, that sounds real sexual. But it's a freeway though.
Cover your ears, kids.
Cover your ears, guys. It's about to get naughty. But I mean, personally, Xbox and PC are pretty much the same kind of thing anyway, so it's kind of got 2 against 1. But Sony are still going to hold their ground, because they're still making hand over foot over Xbox, and they will for years to come, because people would rather play a PlayStation because you know, it's reliable. Granted, I mean, I personally think the PlayStation Network is absolutely dog shit. I have never seen such a bad system. I've had Xbox One. I've played Xbox One. Granted, I like the PlayStation 4 controllers, but I don't like the console. But at the same time, this is where the professional Call of Duty scene is, and I play MLG Pro League, so I'd rather be on PlayStation, being with the pro players, than anything else. So obviously, yeah, I just personally think that PC gaming will never be in the run with the Call of Duty scene, because they favour the consoles a lot more, because they make more money. It's all down to money. It's a business.
You're right on that one.
It's a business, you know. Or every business owner, you name any business. For example, it could be a large business, it could be a small business. Their main goal is to make money and make a profit. They don't care, you know. I mean, they don't give a shit what people think. As long as they're making money hand over foot, they're happy. They are happy. So, all right. So
I know you were talking earlier on about the price of the PS4 and stuff like that. I mean, you can get the PS4 Slim 500GB version with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare or GTA 5 for about £250 on via Tesco's.
Yeah.
And if you shop around, you can probably get a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing about consoles. The thing is with consoles, just a quick one before we move on. Consoles were always designed in the mindset of plug and play.
Yeah.
It was meant to be simpler. It was meant to be easy. You get your console, you bring it home, you plug it into the TV, you plug it into a mains, you connect it to the internet. Even before, you know, online stuff was going with the older generation retro gaming.
Yeah.
You could do all that, and it was meant to be an easier solution than what was once upon a time with PC gaming a very big pain in the ass, because once upon a time PC gaming, you would have to code stuff in order to run a game. And you'd have so many different things you'd have to do before you even started to play a game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see the appeal of console gaming. I mean, I have an Xbox One, a PS4, a PS3, an Xbox 360, a PS2, and loads of different things. I have all these consoles. I still play them every now and again when I feel like going into like nostalgia with like PS4 at 3 or something like that. I feel like doing that.
Okay, so obviously, so no, that's pretty much, you've kind of just got a PC gaming 101. This is why I got him on the podcast. That's why I got him on the show, because I wanted a personal opinion. I wanted someone that knew what they were talking about, and he's been gaming for years, and obviously I know he has, because I know for a fact. But we're going to now slowly push away PC gaming. We're now going to bring in consoles. So, consoles. Let's talk consoles. Obviously, I've got a PlayStation 4. They just released the PlayStation 4 Pro, which, my personal opinion, is a massive waste of fucking time. Reason for that, 4K gaming. Great, that's 4K, brilliant, really sharp imagery, good. But it's fucking useless without a 4K fucking screen. So what's the point of spending that extra money for a 4K fucking console if you can't play it in 4K, because the monitors that I use are 1080p max?
Also, let me point out that the 4K isn't actually 4K on the consoles. It's
the movies, isn't it? Isn't it the movies?
It's mainly movies at the moment. Gaming is in 4K on, like, again, with PC. I can do that if I had the 4K monitors, but you're right. There's no point in me as a content creator doing that, neither you as well, because we can't record or stream in 4K.
No, there is
no way.
There's no.
It's currently the newest. It's the newest thing that everyone wants to see, and I've seen gaming in 4K. And I've got to say, I think it was done via PCSI at the Insomnia event I went to. And I've got to say, it does look absolutely breathtaking. It looks amazing when you sit like there, when you're actually there, not watching it from YouTube or something like that. It looks incredible. Yeah. But the new PlayStation 4 Pro and stuff like that, it's not proper 4K. The best it can do really is it's the highest of 1080p, go up near 4K in that sense, but
so obviously consoles, obviously there's not really a lot to talk about consoles really. I mean, obviously Xbox produced their second version of the Xbox One. It was the Xbox One S, which quite frankly looks like an old DVD player. Absolutely horrible system. I see more of them in CEX and like game and second-hand shops than I do any other console. So that's not really telling me something. I've never go back to Xbox anyway. But
I preferred when it came down to the Xbox itself. There was one console which I spent the most time with, of course, which was the Xbox 360. Which, of course, at the time, it just dominated the console market because it was an amazing system. I still love the system, but with the Xbox One, I bought an Xbox One in the end. Eventually, I just went, sod it, I'm going to buy one and see what it's like. And I've played my Xbox One in total about, I would like to say about 10 to 12 times. I just sat there and played games. When I first got it, I opened it up, I played it for like 2 hours, and then I didn't touch it for like 2-3 months after that. It's the interface. I can't get over the interface. It's meant to be like a Windows 10 type weird interface thing. Yeah. But I've got Windows 10, but I cannot work with that interface. I'm constantly like, what? Okay, get to my game library. Where the fuck's my game library?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that put me off on the One, obviously, because the One's got it. Quite frankly, I think it looks absolutely ridiculous. The dashboard that was on the old Xbox, that was fantastic. Do
you remember the retro one, the classic dashboard, like the grey, silver grey one? I still miss that one. I love that. I love that one. That reminds me of classic Xbox 360.
I mean, for example, obviously, the PlayStation 3 layout is the same as what it was on PlayStation 3. The PS4 layout was the same as it was on PS3, which was good. They haven't changed. But where Microsoft made the Xbox, and obviously they got Windows 10, which is their new operating system, they've changed. It's changed too much, and obviously, for example, I've got a really good example. I follow Optic Gaming. Obviously, Crimp6 was playing Advanced Warfare. So Advanced Warfare was a Call of Duty game, first jetpacking game they made, and he was in a game, and his finger slipped and hit the help button, which was a stupid thing to put on a fucking controller, and he kept going back to home to get rid of it, and it kept opening. And it kept opening, and he kept closing it, kept opening, and he got so mad, he threw his controller and his £300 headphones, and it was just ridiculous. Like, it's just stupid little things that, why do I need help with a game? Like, I know what I'm doing. I've played this game for a living. I learn from this, and I didn't really get it. Like I said, I've had an Xbox One, and it's just completely different. It's kind of like being on the PC. It's not user friendly, and it's not good to use. And I just completely disagree with the way the layout looked and the way it was. And to be honest, like I said, I won't be going back to Xbox One. PlayStation 4 is perfect. It does what I want. I can get on. I can play. But the good thing is you get scheduled maintenance anyway. So basically, you get told when the servers are going to be down for the maintenance. Xbox just go, sorry guys, we're cutting it. Bang, they do it. No warning. On PlayStation, it's scheduled. There's a process, and that's what they think about these things. Like, for example, I play the Division. Division has really good server setup because it's Tom Clancy's, and they basically put in the game. Right, look guys, the server's going to be down then, scheduled then. You try and get on, you're not going to get on. So that's warning
because
people.
the Division is trying to. I've played the Division on PC a little bit. I've spent about, what's my current time? I've spent about 8 hours with the game. I probably want to play more at some point, but they're trying to do the MMO thing, where it's a shooter MMO. They normally do that scheduled maintenance stuff with all types of MMOs.
So, obviously, we've talked a little bit about consoles. There's not really much more we can really dive into consoles. They're not really that interesting, and that sounds really stupid, but they're not. Obviously, a big thing dropped from Activision, obviously, with the people that own Call of Duty. Sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah, they go back to boots on the ground, aren't they?
Yeah, Sledgehammer basically have announced that they're taking the Call of Duty back to their original roots with traditional combat. Now, I've spoke about this in my first podcast, but now I've got a second opinion on it. I can now talk about it. So, I think that's a great idea. That it's needed. It is needed. Like, don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against the exosystem. Granted, it's something they wanted to do and they wanted to perfect and they wanted to see how it would work. Right? You've seen it work. You've perfected it. Great. Now let's move on. Now that the Sledgehammer, and it's come from Sledgehammer and Activision, that is traditional combat. Back to the roots, that has to be boots on ground. Because if it isn't, then I'm sorry, it's going to kill the game off, man. I don't know what they could do to perfect it. I mean, you're a PC gamer. What do you think that them bringing boots on ground back is a good thing, or do you reckon it might kill? I
think if they do it right, then it'll be okay. I mean, look what Battlefield 1's been done. Yeah. They've gone back to a thing with, instead of the current day or futuristic gameplay, they've gone backwards to World War One. Yeah. And I've played Battlefield 1, of course I played it on PC, and I've actually played it on Xbox One as well, and got to admit that it is a really good game. And if they did, visually, the combat itself is alright.
Yeah, I mean, visually, obviously, I've played like 10 minutes of it. Visually, the game is breathtaking, and the way the game runs is fantastic. Like, it's Battlefield has always been a realistic kind of people that make a good game. Obviously, it's not really for me because you got a big map and you don't get many. Yeah,
you don't like the slow. You don't like the slow paced gameplay. You're in that sense. You're a Twitch. You're a Twitch shooter guy. Yeah, you're fast and stuff like that. And that's the thing that I didn't like with the Call of Duty games as of late.
Yeah.
I found them a little bit too sluggish. Like, I found my movement speed and my field of view really sluggish. Even when playing on consoles. Yeah. It just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel right for me.
Yeah, on the new Infinite Warfare, obviously, a lot of people give that a lot of shit. And I can kind of see why they give it a lot of shit, and I can see why. but at the same time, it is a solid game. Like I've been playing it. I think religiously about 2 days now. I've done a video on it, which will be going up today after this. The game's enjoyable. You know, the game is very enjoyable. There's a point to the fact that sometimes you think, wait a minute, you know, when you shoot someone, then he doesn't die, but he guns you and you die. You think, you could have been dead there. You know, it could have happened. What I say, like, you know, when Black Ops, when I saw Black Ops 3 come out, you know, they had the exo jumping, but it was limited. You didn't have unlimited of it. You know, you have like a little meter and it would fill up. The wall running was good. You know, that was a really good touch. You know, I thought, it's not been done before. You know, that's a bold move. You know, and Black Ops 3's wall running was fantastic.
I got there when I saw when me and you went to Gfinity to that one time, and when I saw it on played by the pros there and stuff like that, I could see the potential and I could see the benefit behind having that and the way that they would work with tactics and stuff like that. That was fine. But when you're like playing, just like you just want to sit down and play some Call of Duty, and you're using those tactics, it becomes really, really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think though.
Because you're like, I know they're professionals and they've been playing the game and they've mastered it, but it's like the game is the game isn't just for pros. It's for your just average consumer and gamer.
No, I mean, like you said, you know, it's pretty much for everyone. It's the new. I feel the newer Call of Duty games are easier to adapt to because it's the same stuff. You know, when Infinite Warfare got announced and when we played the beta, you know, it's very Black Ops-ish. It was very, very similar. I think if Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 had a baby, Infinite Warfare would be the child. Nothing bad about that. Sorry, I'll put it the best way possible. But,
they had a baby and they shot it into fucking space.
Yeah, I mean, personally, the campaign, this is some truth, right? They spent 3 years on the campaign and 6 months on multiplayer. That is a stupid idea because more people are going to play multiplayer every day, spend money, and you'd rather work on the campaign, which the campaign was fantastic.
Apparently, the campaign for the new Infinite Warfare is meant to be one of the best. I mean, I like the Modern Warfare ones, you know, that storyline, that was amazing. But apparently the new one's been a lot better than previous years.
I mean, you've got celebrities. You've got Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
God, they've been bringing the celebrities.
You've got Conor McGregor in it.
Yeah.
The UFC fight. You've also Lewis Hamilton's in it as well. So he dies, he gets fucking gunned.
See, the funny thing is, this all started, of course, from Advanced Warfare, didn't it? With Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
That's the way it all came from there, and ever since then, they've been saying basically the next installment of Call of Duty has to go. Fuck! Now we have to get an actual celebrity.
We have to. No, I'll tell you what. We won't put one. We won't put two. We'll put 3 people in.
Yeah, let's just spend a butt ton of money paying these celebrities to do like 5 minutes of voice acting.
Yeah, that's it. No, I mean,
the campaign all over again.
Yeah, the Infinite Warfare campaign was brilliant. You know, I really did enjoy it. But I play more the multiplayer, and the multiplayer, like I said, is solid. But there's something about the game that it's kind of like Halo / Titanfall put together, and I don't know. The game's good, and I'm never gonna say, well, the game's good. Like it's playable. You know, I could sit here for hours and play it, but the game is so inconsistent. Like you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 good games, and then the next few games it will change. You know, nothing will be the same.
Yeah,
I've noticed that. And the reason for it is because Call of Duty add variants into Infinite Warfare, which was a stupid idea.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question about that, about Infinite Warfare and even Call of Duty in general. Do you think, because I've heard this been thrown around a lot from people that play Call of Duty, people that come into my streams, people I've spoken to, do you think Call of Duty is becoming too much of pay to win?
Oh, that's a fucking good question. Because
I have not looked into it that much, but because I haven't really had need to.
I mean, like speaking from a professional level, obviously I did compete for years, and then obviously
yeah, I mean, you spend, and also you spend a lot more time with the game than I do, and you spend hours in multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
So you can probably see it a lot quicker than I would. I just jump in like once or twice a week.
I mean, yeah, I personally think that this now that supply drops are a thing, and obviously you can buy COD points, and there's nothing wrong with making a bit of extra money, but the game has come to pay to win. So, for example, there's a gun that I use, right, and it is the most OP gun in the game. It's called the MV4 Fallout. So the MV4 Fallout is a deatomizer strike, which is like a nuke. You get 25 kills with that gun, bang, you get a nuke, no problem. But the gun is a 4-hit kill regardless of who you hit. Regardless of what they've got,
the time to kill is ridiculous.
But like this, I mean, it is pay to win, and I didn't pay for the MV4 Fallout. I had to grind for my 2000 salvage to get that weapon. So I'm the one that's had to go through all the hours playing against people that have already got it, getting outgunned, getting out fucking played. Because somebody's just come on, stuck their credit card on and fucking got it. Yeah. This is where Call of Duty needs to kind of get rid of variants, because I said this in my first podcast, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you're a level 1 and you've just bought the game, you think, yes, I've got Infinite Warfare now. Yeah, I really want to get home. All right, let's play. Installed, great. Your first game, you get absolutely shit on because people have got their weapons and you don't have a chance. There's no level playing field, and I just don't think it's fair. But with that being said, you do earn salvage. It's possible to earn salvage. You get keys, so obviously you can buy supply drops with crypto keys or keys, whatever they call it in this one. And you get the opportunity to get the MV4 Fallout, but it's hard to get because it's a legendary weapon. So you're best off buying supply drops and doing it like that, because that's the best way you'll get it, unless you get extremely lucky in a supply drop and it drops in a supply drop. I mean, what they've done the same thing in MWR, which I think is a fucking ridiculous, stupid idea.
Yeah, I saw when I looked at because of course I haven't played. I've now been talking about it. I'm actually going to download Infinite Warfare on my PC now because I've got the game, which I haven't bothered to play it yet. But I've been playing Modern Warfare Remastered on PC, and I actually had to switch to a controller because it's so sluggish with my mouse and keyboard, which is really frustrating for me. Because since I've been playing games like Counter-Strike and Overwatch on PC and stuff like that, gaming with a controller is like, with first-person shooters, it's just like fucking impossible.
No, I mean, I understand.
I saw that they had like that supply drop thing in Modern Warfare Remastered, and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. It's a remastered version of the game, fine. But people play the game for see what looks better. And I've got to admit, the game does look absolutely amazing. And it's aged pretty well. I think the single player looks a lot better than works a lot better than the multiplayer, though. They definitely focus so much more on the single player of Modern Warfare Remastered. Yeah. And even on again, playing on PC, but on PC on the multiplayer, I was dropping so many frames because of the shit connections.
Yeah.
On the single player, though, runs 150 frames per second on ultra settings, no problems. Looks amazing, and they've added so much to it as well.
I mean, the good thing is they've added stuff, but in the right way. So what they've done, excuse me.
Well, that first scene game.
Yeah, I mean they've added like weapon kits. Like, it doesn't make the weapon any stronger. Nothing at all. Just changes the appearance of the weapon. No damage increases. Nothing changes. But now they've added a new assault rifle and a new shotgun and a new pistol. Why? Why would you do that to a game that was so good in the first place? Granted, they probably did it because they thought they were probably getting repetitive. It was probably thinking, right, look, game's getting a bit sour now. We need to do something to change it. Don't put weapons in an old game.
No, you don't need to do that.
Knew, because the guns that are in the game now are perfect. You pick up an M40A3, you can pick up a fucking AK, M16. The game is perfect the way it is. Stop adding stuff to a game that we all grew up with, that know and love. Why do it in the first place? There is nothing wrong with it. Stop changing shit. Granted, I know you've got to make money. Weapon kits are fine. Camo's fine. Don't add new weapons to a game that has been out for 10 years.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
point.
no. There was when I remember I actually saw your video on that when they said that they were adding new weapons into War 3 Mastered, and my first thought was, why?
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, why?
What?
Surely you should be focusing on your more up-to-date title rather than a remastered of a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, that's right. No,
Makes no sense.
But obviously, we'll never know what happens, what goes through their minds. We will never know. End of the day, they're the one that bring us the game. We ask for stuff. They don't listen to the community. So
what they're trying to do with the skin thing is what basically this is what I see a lot of
CS:GO like.
Yeah, they're trying to do what CS:GO and Valve do, and CS:GO and Valve pulled it off really well. They've got quite a good system with because it's called cosmetic. There is no benefit to having skins. It's just a cosmetic to make your gun look cool.
Yeah.
But these skins on CS:GO go for fucking loads. A Dragon Lore Factory New goes for hundreds and hundreds of dollars or pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
People buy it.
I mean, obviously, COD 4 isn't like that, but obviously CS:GO is a very different game. But obviously, we're probably going to stop there and not keep going with this conversation because I feel that we could babble on for hours.
We could talk till the cows come home on this one, yeah.
Oh, we could go for hours and hours about Call of Duty and why they're fucking up, and granted, I mean, yeah, we're going to leave it at that. Obviously, we've got another topic that's on the list. It's actually the fifth and final topic. Obviously, you probably didn't seem like we've been on the podcast for 45 minutes.
Have we really been going for 45 minutes? I keep instinctively, because I was working on something before, and whenever I stream, I look over at my OBS to see how long I've been live. I've been doing that this entire time and realising, oh shoot, I'm not doing this for a while.
All right, so obviously, I like to ask this question. Obviously, I've done podcasts in the past ages ago, and this was always a question right at the end. Obviously, you're a streamer, / YouTuber, content creator. What is in the future for yourself? Obviously, we've got Insomnia 60 coming up. I don't know if you'll be going. I doubt you probably will.
No, shit.
Obviously, what can we expect from you in the next 6 to 8 months?
6 to 8 months. I'm planning,
or even a year.
At the moment, I'm planning. My goal. I'm trying to get to a follower goal of 1,000 and a Game Wisp sub goal of. I think my total was 5 at the moment. So that's basically it. I'm looking to be trying to get back to streaming 8 to 12 hours a day. Mm-hmm. Playing a variety of games. Trying to get focused also on. I'm also setting up a CS:GO team with a group of people, with a team that I'm part of, Team Unity. I'm setting up their CS:GO team.
I know I'm not part of your team, but I'd be down.
Yeah, I'm happy to have people join. I'm allowed to recruit outside. I'm allowed to recruit outside of Unity.
The
CS:GO team is completely different.
You tell me when. I'll get it installed, and I will be down to play that with you.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing practice stuff, sorting out that stuff soon with a few other people.
Hit me up.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at some point.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on the DL, on the download. Yeah.
My focus. I'm going into going back to first-person shooters a lot, and basically trying to get back into multiplayer and a bit more of a competitive stance.
Yeah.
I'm also known. I'm known as quite a good quite a H1Z1 player in terms of Just Survive and King of the Kill. I was going to be playing H1Z1 Justified for an entire year, but had to stop it because of technical issues. Also, the toxic community that kind of sometimes surrounds it, which I tried to change. But I am going to be going back to Just Survive and King of the Kill, but in a smoother way that I was before.
Yeah. No, that's good. No, I mean, so obviously, you're going to get back into your streaming, which is fantastic. I always like watching your stream. Obviously, you do interact very well with your chat. Obviously, your streams always look good until you had a technical problem. So I've got no kind of repercussions. I know you're going to come back, swinging hard, and I do wish you luck with obviously the new YouTube channel. I believe that you'll do well. Obviously, gaming is always a good thing to get into. It's kind of like an escape for us, basically. So you've got the big wide world outside, and obviously to jump onto your setup, switch your PS4 or your PC on, put your Twitch live. It's just an escape for certain people, and it's an escape for me, and obviously for TheCrackFox as well. So obviously it's always nice to have it. But with that being said, obviously this is the end of the podcast. Obviously I do appreciate you coming on, Martin. I really do appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Obviously this is going to be a YouTube video as well. So obviously I'll put Martin's Twitch and YouTube channel in the description. Obviously, you've got all my sponsors in there as well. So if you want to get some sponsorship, get some money off some goodies, gaming goodies, you see all the discount codes in the description. Obviously, my Snapchat, my Twitter's all in there. I'll put Martin's Twitter in there. Just go and hit him up, give him a follow. Really appreciate it. Even give him a follow on Twitch as well. Different teams, but we're still going to help out each other. As always, guys, this has been your boy Loki. It's been my boy Martin. And we'll catch you on the next podcast. Peace.
See you later.